I think the greatest challenge was the diversity of the language and the teaching methodologies and philosophies, to try to homogenize them all and make it into one coherent project with a common work ethic and a common product. That was the challenge, and it's actually the same answer that was also the achievement, because I think we did this. We can probably still work on improving it and making it better, but it's the same, the challenge and the achievement.
Ces deux projets ont été très importants pour nous parce qu'ils nous ont permis de tester l'expertise que nous avions et la méthodologie que nous avions développée et de travailler avec deux grandes équipes internationales qui ont développé, qui ont piloté cette méthodologie et qui nous ont apporté un retour très enrichissant, parce que ça nous a permis de faire évoluer notre méthodologie, nos cours et notre façon de travailler. Et ça a été très intéressant. On a fait un bout de chemin ensemble et j'espère qu'on va continuer dans cette voie.
The first thing actually I felt was Tool was a project that should be A2. And that was a proposal. So I felt we need to bring in procedures that apply the standards given by the CEFR, European Framework of Reference, into this material. So that from that starting point, we decided that we choose a set of descriptors. We actually chose a set of descriptors from the European language portfolio by INTERCULTURAL, because that's available in any language, it's translated into languages. So it was easier for the partners to adopt those. And being textbook author as well, I realized the descriptors are the abstract shell, but you have to fill it. You have to fill it with concrete functions, with concrete topics, with cultural background and all these things. And that was actually the consideration that brought us to develop a template according which we developed the syllabi, and we did together with the coordinators, we had a very thorough look on how the planning of the syllabi was done. Just to ensure we do level A2, we do it with the means given in terms of quality as the quality of A2 is described, and as well what are adequate linguistics means to be trained at the level A2. And well, that was the main process actually in starting Tool, and now in the end, just to come to a conclusion, now in the end we realize that this thorough planning is exactly that description of a pathway learners need to find their way through the units developed. So I think it's a nice circle when you see the planning is a good means in the end that can be used for for bringing transparency into the whole material.
Well, I think within Harghita County and Kovasna and these areas where the Hungarian majority is, it's extremely important for the Hungarian community to learn Romanian better than they currently do. The school system is not succeeding really in this respect. I think that there's some problems with the system, with the education system for Hungarians. The way the system works is not making people leave university if they study all the way through university in Hungarian with great Romanian. And I know that my wife has a language school in Miercurea, and that language school is seeing increased demand for Romanian. I wouldn't call it Romanian as a foreign language because it's clearly not a foreign language, but Romanian as a second language, let's say. That is extremely important for adults, and whilst many adults do learn Romanian and do succeed in Romanian, there are some who are left behind and they need the help. And to have a platform where they can learn online would be fantastic. And in the other direction, I think it's increasingly important, or it's extremely important for Romanians who live, for Romanian speakers who live in those areas to learn some Hungarian, just because, partly because the law demands that people working in the public sector speak some Hungarian, because the population is more than 15% Hungarian. And as it stands right now, most Romanians don't learn Hungarian, and I know Romanian teachers in schools, in the Romanian medium schools, complain that there's no Hungarian classes for the Romanian kids, and they think that there should be. And I think that both of these things say that the adult populations of say Micrechuk, both the Romanian first language speakers and Hungarian first language speakers, need to have access to ways of learning the other language more successfully as adults, because as children they get something, but they don't get enough, and they need more. So I think it's very valuable.
Thank you.
I think we can start from the idea that Cluj has always been a multicultural center, but today it is more visible that people there are both multilingual, and as individuals they are plurilingual. So we can say that nowadays we have all levels of education represented in several languages of the minorities plus the international languages. So we have the primary schools, we have bilingual high schools, we have a university where we have teaching through the languages of the minorities plus the English, French and German languages. I think the answer is yes, especially because there are several institutions that represent multilingualism. In their own area, the cultural centers are, clearly representing their languages and their cultures. We have the French Cultural Center, the German Cultural Center, the British Council, plus other national language cultural centers, and we can say that people somehow travel from one cultural center to another. For instance, we send them students who would like to learn German or French, and on the other hand, I think nowadays it is very difficult not to find someone in the street who doesn't speak a foreign language, at least. I would like to quote somebody from a foreign embassy who mentioned at some point during his total immersion, so-called total immersion course of Romanian in Cluj at Access Language Center, that it is really difficult to do that properly in Cluj, because almost everybody speaks more than one language. So there is no way he could achieve total immersion in Romanian. I think this is a nice sign.